morning, everyone. Happy Monday. We're heading into week 3 with No Love, and I wanted to give you a shout out and say stay faithful with it and just dive right into the Word. If this is the first time joining us, just come on right in. You don't have to go back and catch up. We're in First John. This week we'll be looking at First John, finishing up First John 4 and 5 today and tomorrow, and heading into Second John. So it's going to be an exciting week of moving into that next section, that next letter that John wrote about love and loving God and the commandment to love and why it's important. I was trying to think of some of the other things that the week involves, and I've got a little cheat sheet here. We'll be talking about keeping his command to love, and this goes along with the challenge that we'll have this week, but it is God's testimony. In 2 John, I think it is, we'll read about his testimony, maybe in the 5th chapter of 1 John, but we'll read about God's testimony and then also the testimony that he's given us. So that's pretty exciting. I kind of was reviewing it last night, and when I read the challenge, which you'll see on the website today, but it's kind of interesting and it's exciting, and it is a challenge this week the way they give it, but step up to it and let's do it. We can do this thing. And then in 2 John we'll read more about how we need to have the truth in us and be alert to the deceptive things of the world that are out there to steal our love from God. So let's stay faithful to this. The memory verse this week, I want to encourage you to pick your own version, because you may be comfortable with a particular version. Maybe it's KJV, but it could be NIV or NLT. I'm using, for this week's verse, I'm using ESV. That's not what's on the picture that I posted from Love God Greatly, but you can change that to go with the scripture that you're most comfortable with reading, or the translation maybe you're working through this year. So for mine this week, it's from the version of ESV. 1 John 4:16 says this: "And we have come to know and to believe the love that God has for us." I love that he has love for us. And then the rest of it says, "And whoever abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him." That's the coolest part. So pick your version. Go ahead and get started in. Don't let the memory part scare you. I know I say this every week, but I've talked to some of you and you're like, I don't memorize verses anymore. You don't have to memorize it. I encourage you to try to, and I know some of you have told me you're doing that, but the big thing is just reading it every day and letting that be your focus, because the verses they've picked are supposed to highlight the passages overall that we're reading this week. So grab that favorite translation and jump into 1 John 4:16 and read it every day, 2 or 3 times a day, and just make it that way that you just put it and ingrain it in your mind. The rest of today's website, you'll find the reading list for the week, the reading plan. That way you have it every day up there for you, and you'll also find I included a new thing this week that Love God Greatly does, and that's the prayer focus. So be sure and look at that. It's probably one of the easier ones this week for us, because it's praying for our friends. So let's check with each other throughout the week. Pick a particular person maybe, or just shoot for different ones of us throughout the week. We can call and encourage, or text and encourage each other with those prayers. We can ask specific prayer requests, and we can share specific praises with one another. But the challenge this week for the prayer, or the prayer focus this week, is to pray for our friends. So you'll find that there on the web page. Be sure and check out the web page. Be sure and remember, try and comment in the reply box. I know that sometimes that seems tedious, even if it's just a couple of even if you just reply with those couple of words in the reply box, it will be encouraging, I hope, to each other. At least read the comments, and maybe you'll want to reply on one of the posts from the comments. The important thing is it's a way to encourage one another. So try to make that an effort this week, and let's do this thing together, ladies. Have a great week.